Hi, you will never adapt to a new country, but this can help you. Hi guys, how are you doing today? I hope you're doing amazing, and sorry for breaking the ice in such a negative manner, but I like honesty. I've lived in 2 different countries, apart from Spain, the country that I was born in, and the country I lived throughout and mostly my whole life. So this is a harsh truth, a hard reality, but I think it's so important to accept, because I think we keep there is this kind of cycle that we tend to follow of I'm moving into a new country, I want to adapt. And it's normal because we're human beings and we claim routine. We need to feel home wherever we are, because otherwise it can drive you insane. And I want to leave clear, this is a video for people that are not used to travel all the time or have not lived in different countries throughout their whole life in childhood. Because I know so many people have, as a child, as children, lived in so many different countries. This is not for you, because I know that you're used to it if you've done it since you can think for yourself. Okay, so this is for people like me that all of their lives they've lived somewhere and they have this sense of home. That is my home. And so when you move into a new country, you want to adapt, and in your mind, you know you will struggle, and you can think, "Oh, I have to adapt, I have to," and it's like such a toxic circle, because you keep trying to adapt, and it seems like the adapting is just running so fast, and you're like, let me adapt, but you try to do everything, but you do not feel home, do you? So I have taken some notes in my diary, and let me tell you. So the first reason, okay, and I believe I am going to give, let's see how many options, I'm going to give you 3. The first is that, as I've said, we claim routine. We need a routine. At home, you've always had your routine. You've always had the things you do, the things you like doing. You've probably been to the same school for many years, and then the same high school for many years. And then you probably did some kind of after-school activity, right? Which was your hobby, which maybe was, in my case, it was swimming, and then it was dancing. So you probably had done those things, and you had your circle of kids that you hung down with, and then you went to swimming, or you went to dancing, or ballet, whatever it was, football. So that's what you've always known, and you've always had those places and the neighbors, and that has been your routine, right? I mean, that's home for you. When you go into a new place, even if you want to try a new activity, it's all new. You're going to try a new activity in a street you do not even know. So obviously this is going to be very challenging, because not only you're trying new activities with new people, like everyone there is a stranger, but also in a new street that you don't know, that you're not familiar with. So mentally that can be and is overwhelming in general, because you don't know the area. Like that gym you've been going to before you moved at home, that gym feels like home, because you're going to the gym, and you know many people that go to the gym, and it's probably within the streets that you know exactly where you are, and you know how to get to places, so you're home. But in there you're like, oops, right? So claiming routine is something as well that is not easy to build when you're living somewhere else. And I know we're trying to be super strong, but it doesn't matter how strong you are. When you move into a new place, into a new country, country, everything is new. So even if you may try to adapt very fast, it doesn't tend to happen fast, unless you're someone that's very used to travel and to traveling, and it's just not normally the case. So as I read here, neighborhood, people, if you have a job, everyone there is new as well. Gym, as I said, everything new, and not everything new that you meet you may like. This is something else. That gym, I keep saying that you know that is in your neighborhood, and you've gone, maybe you've quit, but you still have gone, and you know more or less who works there and who goes there. And you know, if you want to grab some dumbbells or you want to add something, you kind of feel comfortable. But now you're going to a new place in a new gym, right? And it's not just that you're building a new routine, it's that you may not like that. But you've always known that gym, you've always known those swimming classes or those dancing classes, you've always known those things at home, that supermarket where you've always lived. So that routine has been built during many years, and this is the point, right? Because that routine has been built for so many years, it's just like a given. There's nothing you have had to adapt yourself for, because it's all you've ever known. It's literally all you've ever known. So for you, it's a given, and it's your thing, like, you know, and you've always liked it because it's all you've ever known. So you've just always liked it. And the issue is that when you are entering a new place in a new country, you may not like it. So you're building a new routine, but you may not like that gym. You may not like the people that work with you in that job or that go to that gym. So now you're not only facing the fact that you're trying to build a routine in a country that's not yours, but the fact that that new routine that you are trying to build, you may not like it. And maybe you go to another gym and now you don't like the area because it looks a bit dodgy or dangerous, and you're like, oh my god, I don't like it. Now what do I do? Like, it looks dodgy, it looks dodgy, it looks dangerous. Like, what do I do? Like, you know, you're now facing an adaptation process that you've never experienced before. So, and I talk about this because as someone that has experienced this and is experiencing this, I feel like I have so much to say, right? And I think this can add value to you or to anyone, and it makes me happy to think that I might be able to help, because I wish someone had helped me. So yeah, as I say, you won't like, it will shock you, because this is all the same point that I've just made. And my advice into this first point is you need to work a lot in your mind before you move to a new country. My opinion is to be very mentally strong. But you don't have to, okay? Maybe you are, and you probably are already living in that country. And if you're watching this video, you probably are not adapting, and you're thinking, I hate this. I feel you. I feel the same way. And I didn't come here when I was mentally prepared or strong. But I do believe you can get as strong being here. And it's going to require all of your energy and all your strength and all your emotional strength, and it's going to be hard. I'm not going to lie to you. It's so difficult. So I will also recommend getting a therapist. I think that can help you so much. You might tell your problems to your mom, your dad, but at the end of the day, they're just so busy with themselves, and they are not looking at it from a sphere of empathy and wanting to provide you, you know, solutions, useful solutions. Every opinion they're giving to you, they know who you are, or they know things. They probably just say, oh, come back, you know, because they're reflecting who they are with the answers they're giving to you, and they know who you are in every way, so they're not looking at it from an empathic point of view. So when you talk to a therapist, they, in general, do not tend to judge you, and they just see it from a very outside perspective, and they offer solutions that can really help you. And I think whether you are going to live in a new country and you're nervous, or you are already struggling in a new country, I think a therapist will be so good for you. So good. So I really recommend it, because the goal is to make yourself mentally strong, okay? Because when you live in another country, there are going to be moments you're going to feel very lonely and very alone, okay? And you need to just have it kind of together. Second point here, guys. Social environments can make your experience or break your experience. Can make or break it. Why? When I say social environments, it's a beautiful and elegant way of saying people. You're used to how people are where you live, and Spanish people, you know how they are. They're just like, they're amazing, especially in the south. They're so sweet and they're super outgoing, and they smile at you and they treat you like they know you. You feel cared for, and it's beautiful. However, there's many different countries, and there are many countries in which people have a different mentality, and they're just built differently, and it's their country, so it's how it is. And whether you like it or choose, like I did, to complain about it forever, it will not change the fact that things there are that way. So you can adapt, or you can just break down and become a miserable existent human. It's so difficult, but it's so important to be aware of where you're going, okay? But any interaction you have, whether it's going to the shopping center, whether it's getting public transport or getting an Uber, any interaction has to be with people, right? And people are going to be depending on the country. My experience living in Eastern Europe countries, which is one of them, hasn't been good, okay? Because it's not that they're like serious, because I don't mind they're serious, but they're very angry when you do not speak their language. So now I know a few words, but at the beginning I didn't, and I could have been a tourist. So you feel very unwelcome, and when you feel unwelcome somewhere and you feel like people hate you, even though they don't, but it feels like they do, and every single interaction with a human being is a negative one, you do not want to leave home. You don't want to leave the apartment because you're scared of the world. And I've experienced that. And my point with this is that this can isolate you or make you adapt, because you meet people and you have a great time. Try to be open-minded. Try to think that even if you are in a country where people are kind of rude, there still will be nice people somewhere, somehow. And if you lock yourself home, the only thing you're doing is closing all opportunities or meeting someone nice. I say this because the few times I've gone outside lately, something positive has happened. Maybe the waitress in the cafeteria has smiled at me or told me, "Oh, I love your earrings." And, things like that you're like, wow, because when you are struggling, this makes your month, not your day. It's not like you made my day, it's like you made my month. And it's beautiful, it is. So you need to take this into account, okay? That the social environment is going to change everything. So if you have the opportunity, or you're doubting between several countries, go for one where people are known to be warm and friendly, if that's your vibe and that's what you're used to, okay? All right, so I want to also give a really beautiful metaphor, because this is what I say, that people in a place will make you flourish, not or break you. And a beautiful metaphor that I love is when you think about, when you think about two plants, all right? One, so imagine a garden and we have two plants. There is one plant, that grows when she's getting sunlight, great. And the other plant grows or is used to cold, right? So if that plant gets sun, it doesn't really help that plant. She won't grow because she needs to be in colder areas. So if we have the plant, that is, imagine like in Spain, and the plant is growing and it's gorgeous, and then we've got the other plant imagine like in the mountains, in the Alps. Then I imagine it's freezing and it's also glowing. She never gets sun, but she's glowing. So imagine now that we put that plant that is used to cold and freezing environments, and we put that plant in this sunny weather. And we take this other plant, which is the plant that is used to sun and needs sun all the time on the cold environment. What will happen? Exactly. They will struggle, right? They won't grow. They won't grow. They won't grow. However, if we have the sun plant that is now growing in the cold environment, but if we put that plant that needs the cold to grow next to the plant that needs sun on the same place, on that cold environment, the plant that needs the cold weather will keep flourishing, whilst the other plant will slowly just break and die, and they're in the same environment, they're in the same place, but one is glowing and the other one is dying. Same if we put them both in sunny weather, because they both need different things. And this is the same with you and with me. You may need a certain environment to glow, and I might need another one. And it's so important to know that, because you're not adapting somewhere and you feel like your life is falling apart, it's extremely important to realize that there's nothing wrong with you. Like, you're not a miserable thing existing. Because I used to think, I generally thought, oh my gosh, what's wrong with me? Like, I'm miserable. My life has no point. Like, I feel like heavily not excited to be alive. Like, I don't leave the apartment. I'm scared to death. And then when I go for a week to my home in Spain, I am a happy flower. I am the happiest thing you've ever seen in your life. I'm every morning making my coffee and dancing and with my dog, and I see my mom and I see my grandparents and I bake, and I'm like getting sun, and I'm going to the shops and I'm thinking, and everyone smiles at me and I'm like, I am the plant that needs the sun. And I'm not the problem, it's just the fact that I'm in the wrong environment, okay? And this is why I said the title, you will never adapt to living or to being in another country. And I'm giving you tips, that might help you. But I also want to be real. You will never feel like home 100%. Because, home is also made by the people that make your place home. Your parents, your family, people you've always known. They're not here. They're not in that new country. So between one thing and the other is hard. And not expect a fake scenario or a fake outcome. Like, I could tell you, do this, 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 and you are going to be the happiest. You're at home. Why will I lie to you? I mean, if there is something I can't stand, it's scams. I love being honest. And that's what I love about this channel, that I'm just honest. I try to help, but I don't try to say typical things that everyone says because it's just what you want to hear, so that you feel like, oh, maybe it's going to make a difference in my life in a week. And then you'll forget about me. And about this video, and you just go back to being miserable. I prefer to be honest, even though it may not always be what you want to hear. But maybe it's what you need to hear. Because once you know, okay, I'm actually never going to feel like this is home, because it's not. But that's okay. Because I have a home for a reason. Because I can always go back to that home. And if you work from that, you're going to get so much closer to being happy, that if you just try to pretend, you're going to feel like a home. Because home is home for a reason. And it's taking years, and it's taking so much to become home. So don't try to get to the level, because it probably will not happen, okay? And now 3. And this is something that generally has helped me, guys, and I've struggled, and I struggled so much. So I'm really excited to share this one with you, and is make somewhere your place, okay? What have I done? I've been locking myself in my apartment for weeks, and it's very embarrassing. And I order everything through online delivery apps, because if every single interaction I had with anyone was bad, I didn't want to, because I already was super weak, and I was like a flower that was just, glowing down. So I didn't want to destroy myself completely, because I was already completely destroyed. So, in just some desperate situations that I had to go to the shopping center, I forced myself to sit in a cafe. Okay, the first time, it just feels like you're going to have an attack, like your heart is going to get out of your chest. It's horrible, horrible. You don't know what to do. If you're looking at your phone, you don't even know how to act normal. And then you just want to leave. You just want to leave. maybe in 2-3 weeks you do the same. You have to go for some reason to that shopping center because there's something you need and it's actually urgent. So you force yourself to go. Maybe you see that cafe and you're like, okay, I'll just force myself to sit again there. You're making a place your place. My opinion is choose somewhere that has loads of options, like a shopping center, because it gives you the option of going to get something you need and also going to the cafe. And it doesn't feel like it's a big deal because it's not like a cafe. It's a cafe inside a shopping center. It feels like less of a big deal. And just sit, okay? And slowly, you're going to know the people that work there. If you go every 2 weeks, 2 weeks and a half, maybe they will not know who you are at first, but you will know them. You will be like, oh yeah, I've seen them before. You will recognize the workers, even though they may not recognize you yet. At some point, they will recognize you because if you keep going every couple of weeks, they probably will be like, oh, I've seen them before, no? I've seen her before, I've seen him before. And that will also open doors for you, for them to smile at you, you know? Or for you to be a bit more comfortable and smile because you go there often. And then, in a way, that starts to become your place. Now when I'm here and I think about somewhere to go, like if I'm going to leave the apartment, I think about going to that shopping center and going to that cafe. Because I've already gone like 4 or 5 times by myself. And it still feels quite nervous, but I know who works there. I know how empty or not empty or crowded it is at certain times. And I know the menu, and somehow it feels like it's my place. And when you make somewhere your place, you're one step closer to feeling like somehow you're home, you know? Like maybe you're not so far from home as you think. Like maybe this tiny thing, this tiny cafe, this tiny place can also feel like home, you know? And it's also your responsibility to make that happen because you have power over those things. And also I'll say the first times you go the latest, okay? Personal experience, because I kind of checked. The best time normally is at the end of the day. You'll be surprised at the end of the morning how full it is, like generally it's insane. So go latest. The first times that I went there, maybe embarrassing, but the first times I went there, the shopping center and the cafe closes at 10. I went at 9. I went at 9 to the shopping center. I was desperate because I needed something really urgent, so I bought it. It was literally like 9:25 or 9:30. I asked if they were open, and then I sat and I was there maybe 25 minutes and left. And obviously there was a few people, but not many, and then it's much easier for you. It's not the same to go to a place that you want, maybe that it becomes your place. It's not the same going at any time, like at 4 p.m. or early in the morning. It's not the same than going late. Do you understand? Because you also need to find these little tricks and make your life easier and have empathy for yourself, because it doesn't matter if you're living in a country because you feel like you have to or you want to, but that doesn't mean that it's easier. It doesn't mean that maybe it's the dream life. And I just hope that somehow this can help you, because these things have helped me so much. And I wish someone had told me these things, but no one did. So now I can tell you. And it works. It's easy. No, I've spent weeks locked in the apartment and that drives you crazier. So I hope that you do these steps. I hope they provided, clarity. I recommend visiting home once a month for a week. It's just a way to put your feet on earth and be like, wait, this is home, and there's so much more world than the place that I'm living, and doesn't feel like I belong. It's like you feel grounded if you go once a week, once a month home, if you have the chance. It's a way to feel grounded and see your family and realize that you're a human being that deserves to be loved, to be taken care of, and your life matters, and you have people who love you. Because you can feel very lonely when you're out there and you maybe haven't found a group of friends. So yeah, have a gorgeous day. I love you. I hope this video provided value. And yeah, I love you. I'll see you very soon, and take care of yourself. And I love you, and I wish you the best. And I hope that you're somehow adapting to the country. And if not, I hope this can add value, and share it in the comments. Your opinion, share in the comments if you have a place that you've started going and you already feel like it's your place in this new country and you feel quite happy when you go there. Have you ever started reading in that cafe that I go to in the shopping center? I am proud. Like, hello. So yeah, I hope you're proud too. At the end of the day, we're all just trying our best. So love you.